Hello Aries, welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Ace of Wands, inspiration, big idea. This is a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. I feel like this is the fire that you need, Aries, to really get yourself going. You could right now have this laser focus on your work. You have a clear vision of what you want and what you're doing and how to go about it. This is an awakened mind, heart, soul, right? It is an enlightened consciousness. Yeah. I think that you have a lot of talent in you, and you're ready to put it to good use. You're ready for something to happen. I think that you've been very focused on your work lately, your creative work. I feel like this is the removal of all doubt, the removal of all obstacles, the removal of anything that may block this creative will. Now, of course, we have to put this into some context. Okay, but this is a very, very powerful card. Yeah. This might be the beginning of the big idea for you. This might be the very beginning of some endeavor, some project, some work. It could be the beginning of a relationship. But it feels like this is something that kind of blots out the sun, that this consumes you, that this takes all of your attention. This is more important than anything else in your life. Yeah. Let's see what other cards are going to surround this before we get too deep into that energy. But then we've got, a Six of Wands. Very good. I think this is the time where you are really going to succeed in this endeavor. I'm thinking here, I don't know, next week, next 10 days, perhaps. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Lover's card, Yep. Three of Cups, indeed. And a Four of Swords. You really have everything you need here. Okay? I think that this is a commitment. And just because we have the Lover's card doesn't mean that this is a romantic thing. Okay? So put your pitchforks away. It could be. But I think that the Lover's card here is you uniting with this thing. It is the commitment. It is bringing things together. Okay? If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. We're going to do the path of the serpent now. We've got Hanged Man. We've got a Queen of Cups. We've got a Knight of Pentacles. And we've got the Chariot card. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is a very successful endeavor for you, whatever the Ace of Wands is. If it's a creative project, if it's a work thing, if it's a business, if it's a thing with your friends, if it's a thing with your family, if it's maybe a romance, right? It's going to be successful. It is going to feel good, right? We're being told over here on the path of the serpent to make sure that it continues to feel good. Yeah. And so I think the next week or 10 days are going to be very, very important for you. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to put it down right over here. And for this cycle of readings, my daughter actually gave us a new little friend. And this is a little red ant. She took back, I don't know if you can see, she took back her frog because she wanted to trade. And she thought that maybe the frog was getting tired. and that we could use a new friend here. So she gave us this red ant, who will be the guardian of the mystery card for this energetic cycle. Please help me name the ant. I don't have any ideas at this point. But also help me predict that card if you think you know what it is. Leave something in the comments down below. All right. We can do it together. We can exercise our intuition. All right. Now, looking around the room, we have an interesting trio. Well, we have 4 major arcana. This was hiding from me. I was thinking of this trio here. But I think this is a cycle that is all part of this Wheel of Fortune. I think it's your time to shine. I think that you've always had a sense of a destiny. I feel like you've always known that you were meant for great things. There's always been this underlying belief in yourself that, one day something really big is going to happen. One day something's really going to take off, And I kind of think this is it. I think that we don't see a lot of earth energy here, except looking in the future, because this thing's just getting started. I think this is something that for the next week or 10 days, it's very important that you stay committed, you stay disciplined. And this is going to be the best thing that's ever happened. Okay. Because this, I think, is you've discovered the thing that really matters most to you. And now sometimes the Lover's card is talking about family. And I do feel that there's a family thing going on. I don't know did you lose a loved one recently? Did a loved one pass recently? I feel that there is an older energy that is still very close to you, but they're not on this plane anymore. Okay. I'm getting a K name, first or last initial too, that might be relevant to you. But I feel that there's an older energy that may have passed recently. Yeah. And I wonder if this is something that's kind of being pursued, almost not so much in honor of somebody else, but it's kind of, maybe your interactions with them, they've always been very encouraging to you. And this is the moment where we just say, I'm doing this thing, And so we have this Ace of Wands right here in the middle. But I do feel that there is your heart is still heavy for something. And I feel like somebody has passed, but I feel that your heart is still heavy. Yeah. I feel like we're still in those emotions. Even though this new endeavor, this new project, whether it's a new career or a new relationship or whatever it might be, is going very, very well. It will continue to go very, very well. And there's a lot of joy that's going to be, available to you there. In some ways, it's hard for you to feel joy all the time. Sometimes we start to feel so much of this Three of Cups, then our Hanged Man and our Queen of Cups starts to kind of interfere. And we almost feel like I shouldn't be happy right now, But the Chariot card is saying, keep going, stay the course, stay devoted, stay loyal to this. Okay, because this Ace of Wands, whatever this great idea is, whatever this fiery passion that you feel, this creative surge of energy, it is going to happen, really it feels like without a hitch. There's no conflict cards here at all. In fact, we have the opposite of conflict, right? We've got the Truce, we've got a Four of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, it's your time. This is something that can expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger and better, right? So I like this. The Hanged Man, though, maybe still feeling a heavy heart for something. Okay. And I feel that it's something family related. Yeah. We've got our fire right in the middle. We've got our water over here. We've got a little bit of air and a little bit of earth. And the air and the earth is kind of in the future positions, right? And even the Earth card, the Knight of Pentacles, is the card we don't really want. Okay? And it's almost as if you kind of don't want to think long term. It's almost as if there's part of you that doesn't want to really extrapolate into the future and maybe get your hopes up, We start looking in the future, we start thinking, wow, this is going to be the best. This is going to result in XYZ, this is going to be the manifestation of a lifetime, And we start we start to get worried about that. We start to think, no, I shouldn't even be thinking of the future. I just need to focus on right now. Okay? And maybe that's it. Maybe you're being told to focus on right now. Don't be concerned too much with the future. Don't be concerned too much with the past. With the Queen of Cups, we have a card that's looking at the past. So we have the future and the past here, which may be going back to this family thing where you are really in need of this fire energy right here front and center in the present moment. You've got to stay laser focused on this thing. Whatever this is, if it's your career, if it's your novel you're writing, if it's your relationship, if it's your immediate family, if it is your spiritual work, right? If this is your health work, whatever it is. You're being told, especially the next few days are going to be very critical for you. Stay focused on this because you're reaching a level of achievement that you've been, I think, waiting for. It's going to feel really good. Okay? And I do think that there may be a need for you to connect with others. Okay, with that Three of Cups at the top, I feel that you have this kind of, you have this desire to connect with people and to share your victory with people, right? The Six of Wands is victory. But the Six of Wands isn't a victory for you alone. No, this is something where if you are winning, if you are succeeding, if you are triumphing, it means more, perhaps a lot more, when we have someone to celebrate with. When we have someone to share in that win. When we have even a team, or to know that we all did it together, When you cross the finish line, you don't just sort of go and celebrate by yourself, and you don't kind of, you don't gloat. You turn around and you cheer your teammates on. You cheer the rest of the people in the marathon, even if they're not technically on your team, right? Because I think you're aware that by lifting yourself up, you're lifting up the collective. By raising your vibrations, you're raising the collective vibrations. So by you having successfully accomplished whatever this goal is, okay, when you have this really, really big win, this really good day, it feels better when we're able to cheer each other on and celebrate with each other. That Three of Cups is a beautiful card, right? This is us, we're kind of popping bottles. We're opening the champagne here. And I think this is really what you are looking for. You're looking for that kind of connection with people. You want to, and maybe going from an Ace of Wands to a Six of Wands is sort of easy for you, right? Because if you put your mind to it, if you put your will on it, if you set your sights on it, you will achieve it. There's no obstacle here, right? It's smooth sailing. I think the idea here is for you to focus on those people around you that are there to celebrate your win with you, and to acknowledge and appreciate the other people that are there with us. Yeah. This seems almost more significant than the success, right? So I think the next 10 days are going to be, it's kind of going to be, you got this heavy emotion, this heavy heart that I feel from this family thing. But I feel that if you focus on joy, if you focus on love and gratitude and appreciation and togetherness, then I think this win of yours this week is going to mean so much more to you. Yeah. And it's going to open you up, I think, to being ready to look at the future and to be ready to have that vision of the future and say, yeah, this could be the best. This could be the greatest thing. I see a different future here, right, than the one that maybe we were anticipating before. Yeah. So the Wheel of Fortune underneath the surface, I think that you've always experienced what normal people would call luck, right? I think that you've always, you've sort of found the knack for getting things done. You found the knack for accomplishing your will. And I think that really is the laser focus, the belief in yourself, the confidence, the commitment. And I think really with that Lover's card too, it's about finding the things that inspire you. Yeah, the things that really do inspire you. And I feel with the Wheel of Fortune here, it is your time now to have a really sort of big leveling up, a big expansion of your life. And I think this win here, if we look at the vertical trajectory here, I think this really is the accomplishment that brings you this sort of a fundamental joy. Yeah. And the Jupiter energy is, it's sort of like the divine timing. This is the cosmic wristwatch, right? This is Spirit's timepiece. And I think it's saying, now's your time. And this is beneath the surface. It may be something that you've always sort of believed in about yourself. You knew that you were destined for great things, but why is it under the surface? Why is it sort of hidden? I wonder if this is something that over time you sort of started to doubt it. Like, well, if it hasn't happened yet, maybe not. You know, maybe you feel like, I've had my shot and it didn't work out. Because the Lover's card, it's a complex card. It's a card of that sort of inspiration, you know, and maybe this was your shot. Maybe you felt like this was it, and this is in the past. And sometimes, you know, that could be what we're feeling with this heavy heart. It could be feeling that the opportunity has passed you by. Okay, I don't believe that it has. I think Spirit's saying, no, believe in it because it's happening now. Okay. And I am still feeling that older family energy. Someone has passed. And I don't know if that's recent or if that's something that is sort of always with you, that you know that this person is still very close to you, right? Very, very close to you. I feel like they had something going on with their stomach. Like that, if that's what their issue was, maybe something stomach related or intestines related, yeah. But I feel like that person is still very, very close to you. Yeah. And very, very supportive, very encouraging. I think they've always been very encouraging. The Lover's card in the background, in the sort of yesterday's energy, though makes me feel as if you had your shot, but you feel like you sort of let the opportunity go by. That's not it. This next 10 days, seize that opportunity. It's here. It's now. Okay? This never really, they say opportunity knocks once at any one door. Well, you know, maybe. Maybe you're just getting sort of a second shot at it. I don't know. But I don't feel it's gone. Okay? I feel that this is something that you are still absolutely committed to, that you've made this decision long ago, that one day this was going to be it. I think now's that time. Because I feel that everything is in alignment for you. Okay. 3 of Cups. That's what it's all about. The abundance, the joy, the appreciation, the love, the togetherness, right? It feels like what you want most is a peak experience. What you want most is not just an accomplishment. I think, like, again, you can go from ace to 6 anytime you want. But for it to really mean something, for this to be the one, for this to be the success of your deepest aspirations, that really feels good. Right? 6 of Wands, yeah, it's good. But this is something much deeper. This is something much more satisfying, I think, because you have the right people around you, and you're focused more on those connections and that bond that this win forms, strengthens between you and your people, rather than on the win itself, right? And I think that's why we don't really see a lot of pentacles here. It's not about the win. It's not about what you get at the end. It's about how this brings you, and maybe it's a family thing, how it brings everybody together. Okay. The successful, accomplishment of this, and I don't know if that, I mean, this, I kind of am envisioning it like a race or like a team sport of some kind, but it could be really some family issues that you've got to sort of deal with. It could be some work stuff. It could be really any other sort of milestone of victory here. Whatever this might be for you, I think you're going to realize this Six of Wands in the next few days, 10 days max. Okay? And I think it's really going to blow you away, because this is something that you've always wanted, right? This is something that is going to feel the best for you. But as we look at the path of the serpent, it feels as if we've almost resigned ourselves to not feeling that. Okay? And maybe this is the idea that, yeah, I need to just work and accomplish these things. And, you know, sometimes this fire energy is all about the work. Just putting in the effort. I got to stay concentrated. I don't have time for friends. I don't have time for family. I don't have time for drama, right? When we kind of see these are on the outside. I don't have time for joy. I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for family. I've got to work, work, work to make money, 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 right? And so maybe there is this feeling in you, this hanged man feeling of resigning ourselves, acquiescing to that very intense Ace of Wands focus, but nothing else. Okay? I think Spirit's saying we got to let in all that water energy. We got to let in the love. We got to reconnect with family and friends. We've got to be part of the team. We've got to celebrate and really, really let ourselves experience the joy that comes with your accomplishments. And maybe we're not exactly talking about one specific thing. Maybe this is saying in every Six of Wands that you experience, it's sort of been like just on to the next one. It's been kind of, we've been a little bit too stoic. You know, you got to let yourself feel. Okay? And that's up at the top here because maybe it feels like it's something that's kind of out of reach, or it's something that, yeah, it would be nice, but maybe not. And because in the future here we got that Four of Swords. There's no drama. There's no dynamics. There's no change in volume. You know, the Four of Swords is kind of just a flat, you know, steady line, which sometimes we need that. We don't want arguments. We don't want fighting. We don't want stress. We don't want drama. We don't want confusion. You know, you're not being told to change your plans or anything right now. You're doing something and it's working. Yeah. But maybe this card can be a little bit closed off, where we're trying to be too rational, intellectual, too stoic. We need to let the champagne flow a little bit. Now, I don't drink, so it might be apple cider for me, right? This is allowing that excitement to take place. You got to let yourself feel excited about this, because this is a big one. And I think that this is the moment that you truly have been waiting for. That divine moment, that divine timing that says, I'm ready to be blown away. I'm ready for all of my efforts to finally just sort of blow up. Maybe this is going to be a Tower card. I could see that, right? But this is kind of like, you know, even in the midst of great excitement, you stay kind of even, you know? And so it's like you're that person at the, I don't know, at the concert or something. And everybody else is cheering and yelling and just acting a fool, you know. And you're just kind of sitting there very, very politely watching the show. There's no emotional reaction, right? Which is a big difference from our Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is saying you got to let yourself go, let yourself react how you need to react. This is a big deal for you. The next few days, this Six of Wands is going to be very significant. Allow yourself the natural reaction. Hoot and holler and yell and scream and dance around and do a backflip or a cartwheel or whatever you got to do, right? You don't have to contain yourself all the time. You don't have to be so serious, you know, because I think this is what you've been waiting for. And you deserve to feel it. You deserve to let that surge of joy and excitement out. Yeah. Because this is I think it's a group effort or a team effort, or it's something that's going to be shared with family and friends. You've earned the joy. You have earned the joy, right? And then this is going to be this is an accomplishment that's going to blow you away. Okay. Now there is a time, of course, in the future where we're going to have to calm down and get back to business. We got that Four of Swords, right? But I like the Four of Swords because it shows that we're not confused, we're not getting stressed out, we're not going off course, right? That we have this foundation, we have this calm, we have the stoic energy that we want. But we've got to be able to set that down and have the joy. This is a big deal. Now, Path of the Serpent here, we've got the Hanged Man, of course. And the Hanged Man might be a feeling, I don't know if this is the heavy heart, if this is the feeling that since that person passed, or since if this was an opportunity that has passed, since there was a moment, I think a significant moment in your life where the Hanged Man, instead of going from someone who's jumping for joy, right, the Hanged Man put himself in this position. They put themselves in this this sort of resigned energy. Okay? And I think that this card is really about the sacrifices that you make for your work, for your success. That you sometimes put your needs on the back burner. That you sometimes put your joy, I think a lot of the time, you put your joy on the back burner. And you just say, well, no, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I don't have time for family or friends or any drama at all, right? I don't want to get entangled, right? So maybe you find it hard to really connect with friends. You know, maybe you see other people that are just kind of celebrating, and you're just like, how can they be celebrating? There's so much work to do, or there's so many problems, or there's so much trouble, or et cetera, et cetera. There's all these reasons why smiling and laughing and celebrating is inappropriate, right? So I think that this is really the fundamental change that you're going to experience. This is going to be something so good that happens to you this week that you cannot contain it. And you're being told by Spirit to let that energy out, to let it go. Be excited. Right? Jump for joy. Jump as high as you can. Okay? Now, in the position of the environment, we've got that Queen of Cups looking at the past. And I think this is part of that heavy heart as well. Because it feels like it's kind of an anchor, right? These two cards together kind of seem to me like there's an anchor that's kind of dragging you deeper into that water. But this isn't the water of joy and excitement, right? This is the water of, really right now it feels like melancholy. And it feels like something related to the past, related to something that happened with your family situation in the past. It could be even the passing of this opportunity. Well, we could be talking about both things too. For some of you, this is going to be maybe a past relationship didn't work out. Maybe this is going to be an opportunity or an inspiration that didn't really pan out. For some of you, this is going to be the breaking up of a family, or this is going to be the passing of a loved one. Okay. And I think that this connection is kind of, in a way, blocking your ability to really experience joy. Yeah. Because we're still connected to the past. We're still connected to the past there with the Queen. Okay. But the Queen is also looking at the past and looking at this. See, these two cards in the Dove and Serpent spread are very connected. What's inside of you, what's outside of you, right? What happened in your environment and what's going on inside of your soul. You still have this Wheel of Fortune. Now, is this the idea that the Wheel of Fortune has then become this sense of fate? In the really, like sometimes we hear the word fate and we think it's really dire. It's really, it's sort of very oppressive. It's like, oh, it was my fate to suffer that, you know. That we think the things that happen to us, somehow we've deserved it. It almost feels like karma, and it almost feels like And almost then the Hanged Man too, with the Queen of Cups here, feels as if what is happening or what had happened is what was meant to happen, and now I am meant to just suffer the feelings of that. Okay? And yes, everything happens for a reason. The wheel keeps on turning though. But if the wheel's turning and we just refuse to get back on and we're staying at the bottom of the wheel, you know, between the rubber and the road, right? That's on us, because we can choose to grab that wheel as it's moving and let it carry us back up to the top. Okay, we don't have to be stuck at the bottom of the wheel. But sometimes this card is saying, well, this is what the gods have ordained for me, and alas, I shall suffer. Right? And sometimes, yeah, sometimes that's what we do. That's life, right? But I don't think it's meant to be a permanent condition, and that's part of our Four of Swords, because all the fours, every four card, right, whether it's wands, cups, swords, or discs, the fours always represent the implication, I guess, of impermanence. It's not supposed to be a permanent state. So this is a life that's not stressed out. This is a life where I'm not worried about stuff, because I'm not involved in stuff. I don't have issues with my friends or family. I'm not fighting with my loved ones because I'm not communicating with my loved ones, right? It's hard to have a fight with your parents when you're not talking to your parents, you see. But it's meant to be an impermanent state, because anytime we get a 4, we start looking around for the 5, right? So we have to be aware of what's happening in the past for you. And in the future, we're ready to look at the future again, right? Instead of looking at the past, well, at first we didn't want to look at the future either, because we're just focused on the present. I don't want to think about the past. I don't want to think about the future. All I know is that I got to go Ace of Wands, Six of Wands. That's life. That's work. That's successful work. And I think you're very successful at manifesting, at accomplishing what you put your mind to, what you laser focus your energy on. You accomplish it. But now, when we're on the path of the Serpent, we realize we need this card. We need this, whatever's in this position it becomes what we need. We need to start looking at the future. We need to realize that, hey, the future doesn't have to be suffering as far as the eye can see. Let me grab this wheel of fortune and let me be carried up to the top by it. Okay? If you hold on to the wheel, that wheel of fortune, Jupiter is going to hold your hand and help you stay on. Okay? Because you're meant to continue achieving more success, but you're meant to experience joy as well. And all of us, we go around and around and around the wheel. Joy and sorrow, you know, it continues, you know, the wheel of Dharma. Right? We have to be able to look into the future and envision a better life for ourselves. Envision the life we want. Now, when we say a better life, does it mean our life now is terrible? No, but I think it's safe to say that everyone has a common purpose in life. It's to move forward, it's to progress, it's to evolve, it's to grow. We want to transcend our present circumstances, no matter how good they are. We're always looking for more improvement, more joy, more connections, whatever we're after. We're always looking to improve the quality of life for ourselves and our loved ones, to alleviate suffering for ourselves and our loved ones. Whatever quality of life means, you know. This is the card that says everything you do right now is creating your future self. So if we let in more joy now, more connection, you know, friends, family, energy, if we get close to people again, then we're creating a life in the future that's going to be full of those connections. Every choice we make now is creating our future self. This card is looking at who you are, where you are, and what you're doing down the road. Okay? So I think that the next the next week or 10 days, you're going to have a lot of things to celebrate. You have to let yourself feel those things, participate in those things, and use this experience to start looking at the future and imagining, envisioning, forming a picture. Get the details, what you want in your future, who you want to be, etc. Because then we have the devotion and the commitment of the Chariot card. That you're building a life that is very well-rounded. That you're, see, the Hangman is kind of, it's almost like the brake, the anchor, right? The Chariot cannot move if this anchor is holding it down. Let's think of this as the boat. This is the boat itself. This is your body. This is your soul. This is your life. Can't move if we're weighed down by this anchor. Right? So we've got to remember the past. We've got to form a picture of the future. And then we've got to cut the anchor and we've got to sail. Right? We've got to sail. And I think you're sailing toward a life that is very full. Right? I want to look at this mystery card and see what kind of water energy we get. I bet you it's going to be some water. It's either a Tower or it's going to be a Ten of Cups. Yeah. Don't forget to put your suggestion for that little red ant's name. I like our little red ant. I'm thinking Tower or water energy. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. Oh, it is the Justice card, the Adjustment card. This card is sometimes about objectivity, but sometimes this is a card more about karma, about how we think of the old Egyptian myth or motif of the weighing of the heart, right? And the feather of Ma'at, the feather of truth, weighing the aspirant's heart, and if your heart is pure, then you're good to go. If it's not, into the crocodile hippopotamus monster you go, right? So I feel like this is kind of the awareness, the acceptance, the admission really on your part that, you know what, you've suffered enough. You've paid your dues. There's no reason to have such a heavy heart. Let's let some of this stuff go. Right? Let's realize that we've been, and as far as the cosmic accounting has gone, you've already paid enough. There's no sense to keep yourself in that kind of debt. Let it go. Okay? You've suffered enough, I think. So this, I think, is a card of the balance shifting toward more joy in your life. This next 10 days, focus on joy. Focus on being together with your people. Call the old friend you haven't talked to in a long time. Invite someone out for a meal or for an ice cream or something. Right? Go talk to a stranger and, and have a laugh. Go to a dance, go to a club, go see a show, and just let yourself be free for a little bit. Okay? Just see how it feels. Yeah. But I think it's time for a shift in the balance. All right. Now we're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Aries Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. It supports the channel, and I really do appreciate that. You can also leave a comment for me and let me know where in the world you're watching. Let me know how you're doing. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.